there! Today I thought I would present to you a list of the pros and cons of the Light and Easy diet. Now, for some of you who may know, or most of you who probably don't know, I've been doing the Australian Light and Easy diet for nearly 4 weeks now. So the diet is a home delivery meal service that you order your meals online and they deliver to your door. Now you can order a variety of options. You can order a breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks. You can do lunch and dinner only. You can do breakfast and lunch only. So there's a wide variety of things that you can do within that. And Light and Easy also offer 3 different kinds of calorie plans. So 1200 calorie, 1500 calorie and 1800 calorie. Now, for some of you who may have seen the other posts on my blog, or the 2 of you who've already watched, thank you. I started 4 weeks ago on the 1200 calories. That lasted about 2 weeks. The reason was I was finding it was just enough food not to lose my shit completely. And I was starting to get really irritated, really shitty. And you know, as a mum with a wee toddler, I wanted to make sure that I was like functioning at my optimum level. So I decided that I would move up to the 1500 calorie plan for the breakfast, lunch and dinner. And so that seems to have actually been a lot more manageable for me. The 300 calories, you know, it sounds like quite a lot. It's not really. It's, for example, it's about the difference between like 1 piece of toast with a bit of butter and jam for breakfast and like a wee muffin. But so it's not a hell of a lot of more food, but psychologically I'm finding that, you know, I've got a little bit more to just kind of like get me through the day and to look forward to and all that. So anyway, the really positive thing so far has been that I have lost in the vicinity of 3 to 3.5 kilos, or give and take, you know, a couple of 100 grams. And that's been really good. I'm feeling noticeably lighter in my clothes. The main things for me were to just kind of like try and lose a bit of the weight that I was starting to get around my waist before it just like got too much and I wouldn't be able to shift it. And I am finding that that's the case, and also just to give me a wee bit of a reset in terms of how much food I was eating, and most of it, you know, well, a good proportion of it was a lot of crap. So what I will say is that it has given me a much better awareness of what I'm actually eating and what calories look like when converted into food. So I'll without further ado, I will present some of my pros for the program. So as I was just saying before, sorry about the crap printouts, but knowledge of portion size. So yeah, this has been really actually quite an educational exercise for me. I do love my food. I've always had a really healthy relationship with food, and I hope to in the future. But it's just given me that kind of knowledge of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, you know, say 100 calories. So what I thought I'd do is just show you a kind of like typical lunch and snack. So this is what I'm having tomorrow, in fact. So I've just pulled it out of the fridge. So you can see it's actually marked day 7. I've got my assistant to help me here. Day 7 lunch. So what we've got for lunch and snacks tomorrow are as follows. We've got, sorry, let's pull this out. We've got a wee bit of turkey breast in a wee handy pack, and I'll have that with a bread roll, and a tomato. I haven't been able to eat, they keep giving me whole tomatoes. I cannot eat a whole tomato. I don't really like the things that much. But anyway, a few slices of that. So that's good. So that's like, as a treat, a wee bit of cranberry sauce to go on there. So that's, you know, that's the bulk of my lunch. I also get, and this is snacks, so you can kind of spread these out through the day after lunch. So these would go from after lunch all the way through to you go to bed. You don't get any more snacks than this. So there's a crunchy noodle snack, a pears, Here's and a classic chalk and oats bar, so that's something to look forward to. Now, just as we exercise, I'm going to show you what we're talking about with portion size. So this crunchy noodle snack, it doesn't actually say how many grams it is. Can I see? No, it doesn't have to show, but you can see how small the pack is. What I do is just pour it into a wee bowl for you. Oh, I don't have a wee bowl. That's quite behind. I'm trying to make too much mess. Yeah, it's basically, that's a handful, and I've basically got one more handful I could get out of that. So it's pretty much, you know, two handfuls there. Not a lot, but enough, you know, enough. And before I started this diet, I would have been eating probably, geez, 5 times that much and not even be aware of that. So big awareness of portion size. So that's been a really good educational tool, which I'll take into the future. All right, taste and freshness. Yeah, look, I am actually really pleasantly surprised with the quality of the food. Before I started the diet, thought, oh, how good can it be? It might be a wee bit minging, but it's actually been surprisingly tasty and also surprisingly fresh. Like, particularly at the beginning of the week, when you first get your esky of food delivered, there's a lot of nice fish salads. I've had like Vietnamese chicken salad with crispy noodles and nice wee pasta salads. So it's actually been really, really nice, and the taste's really good. So I guess the only, like, I don't want to turn this into a con, but like the only thing's not so fantastic is the frozen dinners. But you know, I guess that there's nothing much they can do about that. And but even having said that, they're actually not too bad at all. They taste pretty damn good. Like so there's some that are better than others. My favourite one's like the chicken enchilada, and there's like a kind of like bean tortilla stack, which has been doing the rounds of my microwave. So yeah, so look, there's about 50 of those to choose from, and I'm sure that you'd find something that you liked if you wanted to go that way. So right, variety is another pro. Yeah, look, they've obviously worked really hard to try and make sure you've got a variety of different kinds of tastes and textures in a day. And for me, that's someone who adores food. It's a big bonus because you know, you want some wee treats to look forward to. You know, even if they're really tiny, you want some like different textures and not having to just have like carrot and lettuce, because that's not going to last at all. You're just going to go off that diet in 2 minutes. So it's actually really sustainable, and I think in large part due to the amount of variety. So that's been really good. And my last pro is convenience. Yeah, look, I'm not working for Lite and Easy. This is not a sponsored post in any way. This is just my subjective opinion, but it's really bloody convenient. So you order your food online the day before it's delivered. There's a cut-off when you have to order it by, and then they will deliver it to your door in an esky. And if you're at work, that's no problem. They give you a wee pack of like liquid nitrogen in it to keep your food really cool till you get home. And you know, if you're like me and you've got a wee toddler, or you just hate going to the supermarket, it's really good. And one of the best things is my partner's actually been cooking and shopping for himself, so it's a bonus. So that's my pros. I've only actually got one con. Now, again, not working for these guys, but I would like to point out that for me, there is too much sugar in this diet. Now, I have been reading quite a bit and listening to quite a bit of the latest research on sugar and how much we're all eating of the stuff, and how everybody's getting diabetes and all this kind of stuff. And you know, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to work out that too much sugar can't be a good thing. So just, you know, Lite and Easy, if you are watching this, I love your thing, I love your product, but I would like you to put some consideration into how much sugar is going into some of your food. So I'm just going to give you a wee example. So this is, this is one of the breakfast cereals that's quite a common inclusion in the breakfast packs. So you get a couple of options. One is like quite commonly like eggs and stuff, and I actually hate eggs, so I've had to substitute in these cereals. So this is a wee tiny packet of about 40 grams, which is like nothing, right? Which is fine because you're not supposed to be eating a hell of a lot. But in this wee packet is a 17.8 grams of sugar. Now, bear in mind that a lot of that is like natural sugar, so like sultanas and cranberries, but it's pretty much half sugar. So, you know, if you are aware that, you know, a sugar calorie is a sugar calorie, or that the sugar breaks down in your body in the same way, I think, and can still lead to some of the same diseases. You know, you've still got to be quite careful of how much sugar you are eating. So for that reason, I've actually nixed the breakfasts altogether, and I'm now not eating this stuff, and I'm eating some other muesli that I bought, which is a lot lower calorie, and I've been feeling a lot better with that. So, you know, like, I think in some ways for people who were eating a lot of sugar in their diet before they started Light and Easy, this is probably a good halfway measure for them. But for other people like me who are like really conscious of this sort of stuff, you know, they may want to put some consideration into you know, what's going on in the daily diets. And a lot of the you know, you get a lot of these in the packs too. These are these you know, fruits and syrup. I personally would much rather have like an apple or an orange or something like, you know, whole fruit. I just think that would be better for you. Again, I mean, it's obviously delicious, it's sweet and all that kind of stuff, and appealing for a lot of people. But personally, I've just been stashing these in my cupboard and I haven't been eating them, and I've been substituting it for a piece of fresh fruit. So anyway, look, just a kind of you know, this is a critique. I would like to see the company paying a little bit more attention to this if possible, because I think that this is a consideration into the future as we are learning more and more about sugar. So anyway, look, on the whole, I think that Light and Easy, thank you very much. I'm really think it's a really good diet. I would recommend it to anyone. If you're like me and just wanting to, you know, lose a wee bit of your post-baby fat and extra cake fat that you've accumulated, which is more to the point, or you know, you're much bigger and you do want to kind of give it some consideration long term. I will be on the diet for another 2 weeks, I think, and I will post again before I finish. But anyway, I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.